Hey everybody, just a little update. I was at work tonight and I was going back over reading the rules, the second edition rules, and I was paying attention to some of the scenarios. One of the tournament organizer had mentioned he uses standard scenarios and then he just modifies them a little bit. And I was looking through the scenarios, I hadn't spent much time looking at those, and I realized a very, very fatal flaw in my army list construction. The way I'm planning to run my army is basically in all the scenarios where well, first off, I really enjoy the way that they have the scenarios worded, where you pick your table side and you nominate who you're going to leave in reserve, and it has to be half of your army rounded down. And then you put all the other dice in the bag and you draw them out, and so it's random deployment as far as who has to deploy what. So at that point you wouldn't want your dice to come out, you want to see where your opponent is going. So as I was looking at that, I realized half rounded down, and what I had was 6 things. I had to put no more than 6 things in reserve. So no more than. So I know that was sometimes some pretty savvy players would put 1 thing on the board and then all the rest of their stuff in reserve. So now all the scenarios are no more than half in reserve. So when you look at what I would try to do in that scenario, I would want my trucks both off the board, especially if there's a prep bombardment, but I would want them off the board because they're my reactionary with my up close troops in there. So there'll be those 2 and these 6-man squads who go in 1 truck, my lieutenant in the other truck, and then my last order dice of 6 would be on my assault engineers. Well, that leaves my AA gun having to be on the board. That's horrible, because then they can put their tanks right across from it, and I would be really up shit creek. In almost every single scenario, I would have to put that on, or I'd have to put a lieutenant off the board, which I want him with my assault engineers. So I was like, oh, that is horrible. I'm not worried too much about the guy being a second lieutenant. Looking on the Facebook groups tonight, and apparently Alessio has said that he gives a plus. So basically a second lieutenant would get 1 more snap 2, so he'd be snapping to 2 units. He's still +1 for his leadership bonus and a 6-inch range, but he snapped 2 units. Then like a first lieutenant would be able to snap 3. So I just wanted to at least be able to snap 2, so that's not going to be a problem with the new German book. And but this is a huge problem. So I thought I have 2 ways to fix it. One way to fix it would be to turn this into 1 squad and add, because I want to add a light mortar. Now this is obviously not a very good model. I made this light mortar, man, one of the first things I ever did, and I don't remember what I made it out of, but it's some kind of like extra piece of plastic off a sprue that I cut, and I put a little tripod on it. I think I'll redo him and make him a little better. And then this is just some observer guy so I'll get these guys matching. But so if I add a light mortar, I could add a medic for 30 points. I could put a light mortar in at inexperienced, but it really wouldn't fit the rest of my army. It would just be like the 1 inexperienced thing. So I want him at regular, and that's 35 points. Because I need another order dice. I need 14. So that way I can leave my truck in reserve. So there's 2 ways for me to do it. One is combine these into 1 unit. But then I'm losing an order dice there and have to replace it somewhere, so that doesn't really work. So what I elected to do is I'm going to be taking, I really kind of want to leave my assault engineers at 10 guys. I really was trying to leave it at 10, but the way I kept playing it around was The way I kept playing it around in my head, I just couldn't get it. I mean, I could take another 6-man squad of regulars. That doesn't really do anything for me. And they would, I think they'd just be like, with a light, maybe even without a light machine gun. Maybe it was with a light machine gun, but I was like, that doesn't do anything for me. So what I'm electing to do is I'm going to take 2 men out of my assault engineers, and I'm able to have 5 submachine guns in there, 1 with a Sturm pistol, which I think is a neat little gadget, 1 with a flamethrower, and the NCO with a submachine gun. So 8 men total, so I have to lose 2 guys from there. I'll just take these off for now. So I got an 8-man squad. Now I don't get to re-roll activation, failed activation, but the likelihood of my assault engineers having a full squad after turn 3, the way I usually abuse them, is pretty low. So the extra bodies would be nice, but it's just something I have to do. I have to have 14 order dice, or this list will be susceptible. That AA gun can come in and wreak hell from coming off the board, or knowing where it's safer by trying to get their tanks and stuff on the board. If it's left on the board, I'm just going to have to hide it all the time, and they will be able to deploy to try to take it out. So I've dropped 2 assault engineers. I'm going to drop this entire squad and replace it. You can see I started to put some paint on these guys today, and it's just the base coats. This black on the helmet is a different that I normally use, but I haven't dry brushed it yet. I still got my little ammo can stands I need to paint, but so I'm going to take these guys off. So that's this 10-man regular squad goes out. I really did want to try to run as many 10-man squads as possible, and I'm going to add 6 veterans. With the 6 veterans, they won't have as many bodies, but they should be able to hold up a little bit longer as far as being 5-ups to kill. They have 2 light machine guns in there, so I've got a mini fire base. I mean, that's 40 points in light machine gun, as opposed to 10. I think I could have kept 10 regulars with all rifles, and I was like, with no Panzerfaust. These guys don't have any Panzerfaust. Everybody else in my army has Panzerfaust, so this is just basically another medium machine gun group. Well, it's more expensive, but it has, 10 shots as opposed to the 6 for my medium machine gun. It's got 6 wounds. It's veteran, wound on 5s. So I'm going to have a light mortar now, and now I'm going to have 14 order dice, so I'll be able to keep that guy safe. And another neat thing about taking the nice thing about taking off the 2 assault engineers is I can conceivably put this mortar in with that truck and the lieutenant, and they'll still fit. So I can do that if I need to or want to. And if the enemy has a sniper, this is going to be my unit to try to delay or hold up a sniper from doing anything really damaging. If I come in on a truck, I can run in on the first turn, and then on the second turn I can get out, and a light mortar has a minimum range of 6 inches and a maximum of 24. I think it's 6 inches. I don't know if I printed it off. Pretty sure I did. Yeah, light mortar team, 12-inch minimum range. 12-inch minimum and 24-inch max. So, like, if he has to duel it with a sniper, he'll probably lose, but he can make a sniper move and pay attention to him for a turn. The other option is to get somebody within 12 inches so it can't be a sniper and shoot him up. So that's my changes to my list. I have some time tomorrow. I don't have to do any school runs for the kids or anything, and I should be able to get some more paint on this stuff now that I have even less stuff to do. One of the things I hate doing is getting guys painted up, like the ones that are done, and then not taking them. I want to take all my miniatures. It's so bad about. I really like my infantry. I still have 2 full squads of 10, which is nice because they're going to be coming in on foot anyway. If they have to, actually, they'll always be deployed on the board. So will them. Barring maybe some strange scenario like the ones in 7, 8, 9, 10. I haven't really read those that closely. They'll always be. I mean, I wouldn't get the reroll with my squads that are in the trucks anyway because they're not on foot. It would be the trucks order dice that would fail. So, this is what I'm gonna do. It's just a little update, and I did email it to the tournament organizer. So this is what I'm going with. This should be an interesting squad. 6-man, 2 light machine guns. I think it'd be fun to play that. Get kind of nice, find a piece of cover and just stick them behind it and crank away shots. All right.